What is up, man? We are back in Black in the building. Shout out to everybody at the Core Plantation. This is going to be a real quick one, but man, I had to touch bases. Shout out to my brother Dave for No Compromise, my brother James Youngblood. Shout out to my brother Texas, Georgia in the building. The homegirl Shawnee, Erica, Philly in Florida in the building. Vegas is in the building. We got the homegirl Jerica. Oh man, then my family, my siblings, Tasha, Lil Angie, everybody out there. Shout out to you. Shout out to the homegirls in Texas, Miss Tanya, LaTanya, everybody out there, man, that's listening, man. We got a great one for you. The double standard. The double standard. I was trying to hurry up and get this done. I was trying to handle business, but you know how some situations can go. I mean, you know what I mean? What are you to do? You know what I mean? So, we're going to get into it right now. I think I got a little bit of audio of your boy Jonathan Majors. Let's see what they are saying. We're going to see if we can get some news on this. Let's cut this down. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can get some.
Hi, Don Hamrick here. For years, you've heard me talking about how we're number one, but that doesn't happen without number one people.
Well, a Manhattan jury has begun deliberations in the domestic abuse trial of the actor Jonathan Majors. During closing arguments today, the actor wiped away tears from his eyes as his defense attorney begged jurors to, quote, end this nightmare for Jonathan Majors. Prosecutors say the actor struck his then-girlfriend, Grace Jabbari, during an argument in the backseat of a cab last March, leaving her with a lacerated ear and a broken finger. A new video evidence this week shows Majors lifting Jabbari into the air and throwing her into the back of a cab. The video then shows Majors sprinting through the streets of Manhattan as Jabbari chases him. Prosecutors say the evidence showed Majors manhandling Jabbari, while the defense argued that he was running away from her because she started the attack. The verdict could carry major consequences.
He was running. He's literally running from her, y'all.
His career derailed by the allegations. If convicted, he faces up to 1 year in prison.
Wow. Y'all got to see, man. Wow. He's literally running away from her. Literally running away. So clearly she was the antagonizer. Let's see what Fox 5 got to say. It's very, very, very sad. I think he was a phenomenal actor, and he's still going to be able to act. Hey, man, this is where Tyler Perry and everybody come in handy. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to need that. So, you know what I mean? We're definitely going to need this, and let's see if we can get this. Man, because they showing too many goddamn commercials. But it's very sad, man. He's a phenomenal actor. And here's the thing. You got to vet out whoever you're around. This is clearly racial. I'm going to get into this and speak more in detail about it. I'm just trying to see what they... Okay, here we go.
Jonathan Majors has been found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend during a domestic dispute. He now faces a year in prison when he's sentenced in February. Shortly after the verdict, Majors was fired by Disney Marvel Studios.
Wow. You see how quick they did that. But your boy Robert Downey Jr., who everybody been talking about on Twitter, your boy Robert Downey Jr., they didn't fire his ass at all. They didn't fire him at all. Okay, let's see. I want to see what these people gonna say. I'm trying not to be biased. So, oh hell no, I definitely don't want to hear no goddamn Joe 94 crime bill Biden. You can kiss my ass with that shit. Okay, here we go.
News. I'm Naquessa Buret. Now, the actor Jonathan Majors has been dropped by Marvel Studios after he was found guilty by a court in New York of assaulting his former girlfriend. The 34-year-old was known for playing the villain Kang. Jerica Duncan from CBS is our partner broadcaster and has this report.
Jonathan Majors walked out of court with heavy security after being found guilty of assault and harassment. He was acquitted of 2 other charges that required prosecutors to show Majors intentionally committed those acts.
Do you think your son got a fair trial?
The 34-year-old star has dimmed since he was arrested in March after a fight with his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabbari. He played roles in Marvel films and Creed 3, but it was his performance in the TV series Lovecraft Country that made Hollywood
That was a good series. Lovecraft Country, very good.
notice. During deliberations, the jury asked to re-watch surveillance video from the incident in slow motion, where it appears Majors shoves Jabbari into a black Escalade.
Let me tell y'all something, black man. Let me tell y'all something. NDAs and security, you should not be touching anyone. NDAs and security should always have something recording these people around you. You have to vet these people out, especially the dominant society. That could have been a plant sent to him to set his ass up.
Another video shows Jabbari running after Majors.
He's literally running from her, y'all. Literally running from, and they still found him guilty. Clearly, she's the attacker and the aggressor and the antagonist.
Following the incident, she testified she grabbed Majors' phone after seeing a text message from another woman. In a criminal complaint, Jabbari accused Majors of assaulting her, leaving a cut behind her ear and fracturing her finger. Majors and his family didn't say anything to the media when they left court. Grace Jabbari was not in the courtroom when the verdict was reached. She did send a statement saying she was gratified to see justice served.
See?
Majors faces up to a year behind bars. He's scheduled to be sentenced on February 6th.
Wow. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, I'm not happy about that for that brother at all. I'm not happy about that at all. Let's see what they got to say. I'm just going to play one more video so it's not biased.
A verdict in a Jonathan Majors case. The actor was found guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment for attacking his ex-girlfriend and then promptly dropped by Marvel Studios. Our senior investigative correspondent, Eric Katursky, is here with the details. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Michael. Jonathan Majors did not appear to react when the verdict was read in court, but soon after, just minutes after, he learned what the conviction will mean for what was his budding career.
Not every...
No. Don't try to do that. Don't see they... No.
Turn to a verdict in a Jonathan Majors case.
Morning to you, Michael. Jonathan Majors did not appear to react when the verdict was read in court, but soon after, just minutes...
Having me, James Youngblood, David for No Compromise, go check out everything that brother does. We've talked about this a million times on IG, on here, on Twitter Space. They will build you up to gut you like a fish, slaughter you like a pig. This is Hollywood. This is what they do. You're playing the devil's game.
It's after he learned what the conviction will mean for what was his budding career.
Not every version of me was so pure of heart.
This morning, actor Jonathan Majors' ascent in Hollywood halted as he awaits sentencing. ABC News parent company Disney saying Marvel is no longer moving forward with Majors after a jury found him guilty of domestic violence.
But they didn't do that to Robert Downey Jr., though.
Jonathan, how do you feel right now?
Majors convicted of 2 misdemeanors for recklessly assaulting his then-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, in March, fracturing her finger and leaving
What a cutthroat bitch.
her ear bloody. He was acquitted of assaulting her intentionally.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious.
Majors called 911 hours after the assault.
She's my ex-partner. We broke up.
Finding Jabari on a closet floor in their apartment, as seen in body camera footage from responding police officers.
Man.
Hours earlier, Jabari testified she and Majors had been riding home in an SUV when he received a flirtatious text from another woman.
First of all, let's get it straight. That ain't your woman. If a woman is questioning you about anything and you Jonathan Majors, then that ain't your woman. Because to me, a real woman, especially an FBA woman, they ain't gonna go to no police. They ain't gonna tell. They might try to cut you out. They might ask you something. But I feel like a virtuous woman, a good woman, especially an FBA woman, or just a good woman, period, that's virtuous, they not finna do all that. Because they not finna try to end your career off an emotion. Because they're thinking of the long game.
Jabari said she snatched the phone and Majors...
See? You don't snatch no man's phone. Isn't that what Rihanna did to Chris Brown?
tried to pry it out of her fingers and twisted her arm before she felt a really hard blow across my head. Surveillance video showed Majors hopping out of the car, followed by Jabari. Majors then seen lifting her up and throwing her back inside before running off, Jabari chasing after him. Majors' team insisted Jabari attacked him, but said, "We are grateful the jury found Majors did not intentionally cause any injuries to her." Prosecutors said the assault was the culmination of a manipulative pattern of abuse. Jurors saw text messages that suggested Majors tried to dissuade Jabari from seeking treatment at a hospital for a head injury from a prior incident between them, and they heard a recording of Majors scolding Jabari.
"How dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house?"
And instructing her to behave like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in.
Okay.
The woman that supports me needs to be
What did
a
I just
great
say?
woman.
Jabari's
Man.
attorney said in a statement, justice was finally served.
And his lawyer said Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name. He's scheduled to be sentenced in February when, guys, he faces up to a year in prison.
All right, thank you so much for that, Aaron. Let's bring in ABC News chief legal analyst Dan Abrams. Dan, what do you make of the verdict?
It was a split verdict, right? There were 4 charges. He was convicted of 2 of them, but a conviction is a conviction.
Yep.
And basically what this jury was saying is they didn't believe it was intentional. They didn't believe he was trying to hurt her, but his conduct was clearly reckless enough to rise to the level of being a criminal offense.
Are you surprised he didn't testify? Should he have?
Yeah, I mean, look, typically we talk about the fact that criminal defendants don't testify a lot. Case like this, I think it's more likely you see someone testify. But I think one of the reasons he didn't testify is because this is a case where he's thinking about the court of public opinion and the court of law at the same time. So anything he says on the witness stand is not going to be just used against him in a court of law, but could be used against him in the court of public opinion. I think he was betting on the possibility of an all-out acquittal without having to testify. That didn't end up working.
And Dan, as Aaron pointed out, he faces up to a year in prison. How likely is that to happen?
Very unlikely. I mean, it's unlikely he'll end up serving any prison time. We're talking about 2 misdemeanors here. Is it possible that there'll be a judge who'll want to throw in some jail time to make a statement? 30 days, 60 days, it's possible. But I think even that is unlikely. The most likely scenario is that he'll get no jail time at all. We shall.
Let's get to it. That's it. That's all we needed to hear. All right, well, here's my opinion. When you are dating outside your race, before you even think about having any type of relations with anybody outside your race, you need to check the pedigree, as Darlene or OG Ortiz says on the 5150 show. Check the pedigree. Vet them out properly. Vet them out to the point where they will either stand by you in public and disagree with you in private, or they'll just go away. Because you got to understand, black men, it's a fad now. Every other racial group wants to date a black man, and for their own selfish reasons. A lot of them it's a fantasy. A lot of them it's a bucket list. A lot of them it's a fad. So they want to be in the in crowd. So they want to date outside their race, especially a black man. But when a woman that is rotten, low down, dirty, and doing the devil's work like that suspected white supremacist, you got to see that a mile away. And you got to understand what the fuck is going on. And you got to know what's at stake. And I think Jonathan Majors knew what was at stake. He just didn't probably think she would pull it. He probably thought that she wouldn't do no sucker shit like that. But when you are participating in the devil's game, you have to understand it's the devil's rules. I'm gonna say it one more time. When you participate in the devil's game, it's the devil's rules. So you're not gonna be able to just, well, justice will prevail. Justice will never prevail. You're never gonna get justice. It's just us. Now, I'm a firm believer. First of all, fuck Disney. Iron Man, aka Robert Downey Jr., was a goddamn dope fiend and found in a child's bed because he was high as a fucking kite. And this motherfucker went to rehab and did all the bullshit, the devil's rules, the dominant society's goalpost rules, and now he's the face of the Marvel fucking franchise. This man was high as a motherfucking kite, dope fiend, all kinds of shit, and he was able to do that. But we have to understand the social game rules. Ezra Miller of DC was stalking motherfuckers. They had to call the police so many times on that crazy nut dominant society motherfucker. But guess what? He still was able to fucking have a franchise movie. They still put it because the rules that apply to them don't apply to us. I was listening to it's on Twitter. It's a dominant society, a Jewish dominant society Jewish brother. He was a part of that alphabet community, and he made this speech. But you got to listen to it at the end. And he had all these facts and figures. And what he kept saying was, we can stop the anti-Semitism if we start being honest of who we are and what we control in this industry. And he named it Disney as one of them that predominantly was controlled by the white dominant society Jewish brothers and sisters. Now, this is what this brother said on Twitter. I can't find I just retweeted it, but we need to start having honest conversations. We mess up one time and we done for life. They mess up 30, 40, 50 times. Look at Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden's son was smoking crack in a black strip club saying nigga, 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 and then lied and falsified the goddamn gun application, which is a federal offense. I thought it was. And you get a plea bargain. No, you should go to jail for that. As your dad locked up people for mandatory minimums behind these drug laws. But you out just smoking it out of a glass pipe. Just getting high out of your mind. That's the shit that I don't understand. And when you see people like this, you almost kind of be like, wow, this is a double standard. And it is a double standard. They are really that girl's trying to, along with the system of racism, white supremacy, they're trying to crucify this brother. I mean, that lets me know he is that good of an actor and that much of a threat that they want to crucify him. And he's got to understand, man. Oh, he understands now. I'm with this brother. I totally disagree. You don't chase somebody down and then tell me, oh, well, we didn't think you were intentionally trying to hurt somebody. No, the DA should have brung charges upon her. Like, hey, what you doing chasing him? Why didn't you just call the police and stay where you was at? Why would you chase him? Because if he was chasing her, he'd go to jail for 5 years. But he has to understand. I think he understands it now. You know, and hey, man, a lot of us don't agree with a lot of shit that we see, but shout out to Megan Good standing by his side. Like, hey, man, I give her props for that. There's a lot of things that we don't like that our people do, but we got to uplift the things that they do right. And I give Megan Good props for standing by his side because, you don't know what this brother's going through. I know his family look pissed off like a motherfucker. They probably pissed off at him and pissed off at that dominant society bitch. You know what I'm saying? The only person they probably are happy about it is Megan Good. You know what I mean? So I just think we got to vet out people. We got to stop putting negative energy on our people that are in positions where we see them and they're able to shine a bright light. And what we got to start doing is anybody that date anybody, I don't care if it is a black sister, whatever, anybody that date, except I don't think an FBA sister would have done that. I haven't really seen no FBA sisters do that. I'm talking about that where they just going to destroy your career. I've yet to see that from an FBA sister. But every other racial group, they take pride in trying to tear you down and doing the devil's work. And our black celebrities, we got to start vetting these people that are around you. Vet them out. Have your team vet them out. Have your team, if you have the money and the resources, have your team start background checking these people. Look up everything. Have they had any type of domestic disputes? Have they done anything on social media that's flag worthy? Don't just take them at their word. You're building a brand, brother. Jonathan Majors, in my personal opinion, was going to be on Will Smith level in about 5-6 years. That's why motherfuckers don't like Will Smith. That's why they're trying to take him down and shake him down, because you can't get shit on Will Smith. Will Smith is very calculated and he don't surround himself with a lot of bullshit. That's why I like Will Smith. I highly disagree with the shit that Jada Pinkett has done, but as far as Will Smith, I'm a big Will Smith fan as far as his acting and what he's done for the community. You don't never hear no sucker shit about Will Smith, ever. You don't never hear nobody say no sucker shit about him. I'm not talking about the rumors and all the partying and all the other shit. I'm just talking about him, his character, and how he is around other people. And see, you didn't hear that about Jonathan Majors either. See, they was trying to get your boy Michael B. Jordan, but Michael B. Jordan he's been in the game way too long, so he know what the fuck is going on. Michael B. Jordan is smart, very intelligent brother. He been in Hollywood since he was a kid. People don't even know that he was in Hardball with Keanu Reeves. He been in the game, so he know. That's why they can't get him, because he already know. I don't think Jonathan Majors really knew, because the success was happening so fast. Remember, they did the same shit to Nate Parker. Nate Parker did that movie about Nat Turner. Then here come all these women talking about he raped them. Y'all remember that? So now it is our job. I get it. A lot of people ain't happy. Well, yeah, he dated a white. I get it. I understand that. That's why you vet these people out. Vet them out. It don't matter who it is. Vet them out. Check the pedigree. Remember, I told y'all, man, I done been around some of the most blackest. I'm black, y'all, and they treat niggas like shit. Be the first nigga telling on them, first nigga trying to set them up at the job, trying to step on your head to get to where the fuck they want to get to. So I've dealt with a lot of that. I've seen it all. I've seen the brothers that date outside their race and cater to the other racial group. I've seen brothers that date within their race, FBA sister, and treat FBA. I've seen every scenario that you can think of. But we got to start chastising our brothers and sisters in private and public. Like, nah, let him do what he do. Let him live. As long as no other racial group try to tear you down, and now it's our time to be like, nah, y'all not finna get nobody. Okay, well, if you get Jonathan Majors, then you better go get Robert Downey Jr. and get Ezra Miller and get all these other actors that done had domestics put on them. The only person that proved everybody wrong was Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was like, bring the cameras in. This bitch is lying. Y'all remember that? I know Erica remember that. I know Shawnee remember that. Remember Johnny Depp was like, bring the cameras in here. This bitch is lying. And that's how you want. And fuck Disney. They full of shit too. That Marvel series wasn't going nowhere any goddamn way. Disney is hemorrhaging out money. That's why they fired all those people at ESPN. Disney Plus ain't shit because they can't put no new product up there because don't nobody want to watch that sucker shit. And you like, well, Warren, what are you talking about it? Let me tell you something. This isn't just about Jonathan Majors. Now we have Mahershala Ali, who's a great actor. And he's supposed to play the next Blade. So don't think they not going to be looking up under his hood and checking everything about what the fuck he got going on so they can get his ass about the paint too. And y'all go check out Leave the World Behind. It's a great movie. I liked it. It was very, very good. Very deep. I got nothing but love for Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good. I'm glad she's sticking by his side. And all, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of shit that we don't like about people, but people do what they want to do. Suckers do what they can. So, hey, man, that's what it is. We have to understand that. I've always been that way. I've had motherfuckers try to chastise me. And they see me, if I'm hanging out with sisters, I get chastised. Oh man, that bitch is ugly. Like, that's the thing. Black folk, we gotta stop being so hard on each other too. You date a sister, then your boys is, oh, she ugly, she too big. It's like, goddamn. Then if you date a 10, a dime as they call it, they all trying to fuck the sister instead of giving you props on it. We got the crabs in the barrel, and that seeing each other through the dominant society eyes has to stop, has to go. We gotta start uplifting. Right now, this man is in turmoil. We don't got time. See, that's what happened. That's what you get. Such. I know, I get it. I feel like y'all like, damn, man, he didn't vet that girl out. That girl was a nutso. You know what I mean? He didn't vet that dominant society's suspected white supremacists out. But that's neither the point. We talk about the justice system. They didn't do it to Robert Downey Jr. They didn't do it to Ezra Miller. Do I need to go on how many people in Hollywood? They ain't do that shit to motherfucking Charlie Sheen. Corey Haim or Corey Feldman straight said he raped him on the damn movie set. He said he sodomized me. And I was fucked up from there on. One of them killed themselves. I think it was Corey Feldman. One of them was about to put a damn DVD out about all that pedophilia in Hollywood. So let's get to the crux. Since we want to talk about this shit, Jonathan Majors was defending himself. I don't think Charlie Sheen was defending himself. Charlie Sheen was trying to get some bussy. So I don't want to hear that shit. But I don't hear them talking shit about Charlie Sheen at all. At all. See what I'm saying? When it comes to us, they put us on every news block. Why you think I kept playing those news articles for y'all so y'all can see? Jonathan Majors dropped by this, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to defame him and frame this fucking narrative that bad black guy, treat us like dogs, and then parade us around everybody else. Like, if you do this, you out of Hollywood and you're out of the circle of trust. Man, fuck Hollywood. Hollywood ain't shit. They scratching for survival too, but they non-making movie having asses. It take 10 goddamn thespian actors that's been in the game 30 years for them to make a good movie. So I don't want to hear that shit while they fucking backing non-actors like Amy Schumer with her joke-stealing ass. Like, man, I go on and on. Like I said, then let's talk about Charlie Sheen then. That one white boy, he killed himself and told the other one that's still alive, like, yeah, man, that motherfucker raped me. And ain't nobody saying shit. Hollywood act like that shit didn't even happen. So I don't want to hear that shit. And you got all these other dominant society actors. Now, where's all these black folk at? Why ain't nobody comforting him? Where they at? Stand with him in public and say we don't agree with domestic disputes between any couple, but that is our brother and we love him. And we do not want him to not think that he doesn't have support behind him. That's what we should be saying. Oh, man, fuck that. That's what that nigga get, man. Should be fuck with that white bitch and all that. Yep, right. You right. But you need to understand, racism is a team fucking sport. Like Dr. Claude Anderson said. It's not singularity. It's a team sport. That is our brother. He's on our team. I remember motherfucker told me that. Like, man, you better watch it, man. I remember I was at, oh, God, what club was I at? This was about 25 years ago. It was at a club called The Beach in Vegas. For all of the native Vegas, I was in there, I was chilling with this, she was like Puerto Rican and Latino or something. We were just chopping up, chilling, and some brothers that saw it, this is a true story. Oh, man, I want me fucking with that Mexican bitch and all that. Just saying all this stuff to try to make me feel bad, right? One of my black homegirls that knew her and knew we were just hanging out, chilling, she straight told me, she said, I know those niggas was talking shit about her. And I was like, well, how you know that? She was like, because they was all trying to fuck. They was all trying to fuck. Niggas will use that racial shit so they go fuck. Niggas don't be really meaning that shit a lot of times. That's why I be telling niggas like, look, vet out whoever you talk to, you kick it with, all that. And I've been saying that before I started reading books. Anybody that's been around me, they'll be like, nah, Warren is an asshole. Like, he'll just watch you. He like the feds. He'll just watch you and gather evidence, and then he'll give you a whole bunch of evidence. Yeah, nigga, I got a 98% conviction rate when I have motherfuckers around me. And that's how everybody gotta be. And I don't care if people disagree. Hey, it's your right to disagree. But I remember, I mean, she wasn't my girlfriend or nothing like that. But the thing about, we was just kicking, chopping it up. And motherfuckers trying to give me a fucking speech about the shit. And then one of my sisters pulled me to the side because it was her homegirl and told me. She was like, I know them niggas was talking shit about old girl. And I said, why? This is a true story. I ain't never said this shit. My homeboy Joy, they used to kick with me. He remember this shit. She was like, cuz them niggas was all trying to fuck. They was all trying to get her number. They was all trying to fuck. And she wouldn't fuck with them. So they was like, fuck that bitch. And all this other shit. Then tell me, I wouldn't fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? You need to get some sisters in your life. And all this other shit. And I was like, damn, for real? She was like, yeah, don't even say nothing because they probably gonna lie. And then after a while, when it went away, them same niggas that I knew, because out here, the club circuit 25 years ago was very small. It wasn't big. And I remember seeing them again. They'd be like, hey, man, what happened to that Latino chick that you was fucking with? I was like, nah, man, we just friends, man. And they was like, oh, man, I was like, nah, we just friends. We homegirls, man. That's my homegirl. I'm her homeboy, you know what I'm saying? We just hung out and would go to clubs and chill. And he's like, oh, okay. So she's single? Now they trying to ask me all her business. I'm like, nigga, you don't have to ask her. I don't get all in her business like that. But in my mind, just thinking, but y'all the niggas telling me to stay in my race, all this other shit. Then you see the same niggas out with an Asian or a Latino and all this other stuff. I don't do that shit. I ain't never done that shit. I ain't never told nobody who they could date. I don't get involved in that, even before I start reading. But I have been approached, or a motherfucker trying to make you feel bad about it, and then 5-6 years down the line, if you ever run into him again, somebody be like, oh yeah, you know, he fuck with old girl. Yeah, she a Latino, or she an Asian, or some shit like that. And I'll be like, damn, they was giving me such a hard time. And those wasn't even my girls. They give me a hard time. I thought it was funny. And that's why I'm saying right now, don't use that, because you're going to see a lot of people, trust me on this one, you're going to see a lot of people go after Jonathan Majors, a lot of black folk, oh, that's when you're getting all that, right? That's fine. But those same people that get into binds, they gonna want the same motherfucker to stand up for them. That's all I'm saying. He may not have known the social game rules then, but he know them now. That's why he got Making Good by his side. A decent sister that's been with him every step of the way. We don't know if that's his girl, it could be his friend. Ain't our business. I know with black folk, we always want to be in the business and know exactly what the fuck is going on. That's why I don't even be tripping no more. Black person tell me some shit, I'd be like, who you vote for, Joe Biden? Nigga, you don't even know the history of Joe Biden, but you trying to tell me who the fuck I can fuck. Man, get your ass the fuck away from me. We so worried about shit that don't matter. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that don't matter, but what I'm saying is this. There are bigger issues at hand. And if you start trying to be looking at everybody's backyard, I don't have time. That's too much time in the day to be figuring out who somebody dealing with. No, I don't got time for that shit. Like me and his brother was talking at the gym, and I told him, he said, that's a cold thing to say. Because there was another brother in there, and we was having interracial relationship conversations like that. I told him, I said, he's like, man, what you think? I said, do you recycle black dollars? He was like, what does that mean? I was like, do you patronize black businesses? Do you try to put money in black folks' hands? And he was like, what you mean? And what meaning? And I broke it down to him. I said, meaning like if you go to a car wash, and the person that checks your ticket before you go into the car wash is black, and you know he's black, you know he's foundational black American. He's like, what is that? I was like, just meaning like you could trace your roots back to the antebellum period. He was like, oh, okay, I feel you. And I was like, do you put money in his hand? And he's like, damn, man, I was like, I do. He was like, damn. He was like, so when I was like, man, when I go to fucking restaurants, I was like, I go to Cafe Rio sometimes out here, and it's a brother and a sister that work there. When I go in there, I give both a tip, and I said, that is not for everybody, that's for y'all. Yep, I sure do. When I go to Yard House, there used to be a brother with dreads that was a busser. Every time I saw him, I try to give him money. $5, $10, here you go, my nigga. When I go to the car wash, if I see a black, I'm putting some money in his hand. Are you recycling black dollars? And he was like, man, I never thought about that. And I said, the reason why I'm talking about this to you is because we are so focused on shit that don't really matter. We don't even want to recycle. We don't even want to get along with each other. So we trying to find things and make up excuses. Oh, well, I ain't fucking with that motherfucker because that motherfucker date a purple bitch. Okay, cool. But that motherfucker that date a purple bitch could be the nigga that's recycling more black dollars than any of you pro-black motherfuckers. So I'm here to call out all these so-called pro-black, but that's why motherfucker tried to, I remember motherfucker tried to say, I was like, nigga, do you know how much money I recycle with black businesses? And he was like, what you mean? And I started naming them. I said, I got a black herbalist. I spend a lot of money with this black herbalist. I get my CMOS from a black vendor. Shit. I get my soap from Freedom Paper Company at the time. This was a minute ago. From the Nation of Islam. The fuck you mean? Need I go on? I was like, need I go on? I support black businesses. I said it's a black bookstore out here. I took my family to the black bookstore. Man, you can't tell me shit about what the fuck I do with my black dollars. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck what you think about what anybody do. And the motherfucker, he kind of got quiet and was like, oh, well, yeah, maybe I got to step my game up. I was like, that's all. I was like, I don't give a fuck if people listen to me or like me. You think I care about that shit? I said, if you believe in so-called Jesus, they couldn't stand his ass. And they died on the cross for everybody. They still was like, man, fuck that nigga. So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. It's about recycling black dollars and being on code, as not Dr., but Neely Fuller Jr. talks about, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing talks about, Dr. Claude Anderson talks about. A code. We got to establish a code. Code of conduct. We up here fighting amongst ourselves like a pack of rabid dogs, and then look at what type of game they pulling on Jonathan Majors. They are literally trying to destroy this brother mentally. Mentally, they trying to destroy him. And it's our job to raise his vibration mentally. So he know, like, okay, I got support. And the only thing you're supposed to do is when you have the grassroots support, you don't forget about him. But hey, man, that's my time. I got nothing but love, everybody. But man, go look at the case. And I want you to go look at Ezra Miller. Go look at Ezra Miller and all the fucking infractions that he has committed. Go look at Robert Downey Jr. and then we can have a conversation. I'm done. Guilty, nigga. Peace.